this is another rap album that I feel like I say this a lot, ever since I actually like started doing this channel, was or is that this is like kind of a surprise, or not really a surprise that it's good, just like I was very intrigued in it because I've never listened to a full length EST Gee project before. I had listened to parts of one, like his last project. I had listened to like backstage passes. I think that was from his last project. I think that song had a Future song on it too, or that album had a Future song on it too. But he just recently dropped his new project, I Ain't Feeling You, which was a pretty good record. It's not fantastic, it's not anything great, but it is good, and it's definitely well above decent. It's great, fun, hype project, like fun, hard. You're not really supposed to like take it too seriously. Almost, I mean, I don't mean that in a bad sense whatsoever. It's definitely like, it's not necessarily the most lyrical thing in the world. Production's pretty solid the whole way through. It's maybe not great, but it's good for sure. Few songs I really didn't like the flow of. V's was okay on the feature of his song, but I'm still on my Rilo Rodriguez hate train. I love Houston Atlantiville. I love Do My Own Stunts. I love Streets. That's a pretty good song. Album feels colorful, but in a very like thug gangster way. And when I say that, I mean like there's kind of like, I don't know, it just sounds like he's having fun. It doesn't really sound like, obviously with EST Gee's voice, it's kind of hard to, I'm losing the words to explain how I'm trying to say this, but with EST Gee's voice, which by the way I really like, I love the raspiness, I love how he could probably say anything and it sounds like he's trying to kill you. But you can also kind of tell when he's just having fun, like he's just spitballing. Like he's not trying to really be lyrical and none of that type of stuff. It's just like him just spitting bars. And I like those kinds of projects. This is only a 13-song album. That's barely even an album nowadays. That's more so a mixtape. But he called this an album. And that was actually a pretty perfect runtime. I think if this was any longer at all, it probably would have felt too long. But if it was any shorter, honestly, being any shorter wouldn't have really affected it. There wasn't many songs that I disliked. I honestly am kind of low-key struggling to remember the names of them. Hold on one second, let me pull up the track list. So, My Love, Plug Motivation, and I think it was Go were the ones that I kind of disliked. And there was definitely one more in there early on in the project that I didn't like. But anyway, I don't really remember the name of it right now. That is kind of another problem with the project, that these songs don't necessarily sound that different from each other, which is why it's honestly more so a mixtape than anything, because these songs, like, there's nothing too different about them. Like, they're kind of the same thing, but with a different coat of paint. But how much do you enjoy that coat of paint? That's another reason why if the album was any longer, I would have got sick of the coat of paint. You know what I mean? But I was happy with the coat of paint. It was getting a little close to being annoyed with it, but it was nice. I really love Houston Atlantiville. I like Lil Baby on there a lot. I love like Travis's vocals, like the way his voice sounds on his feature. I love hearing them all three go back and forth on the hook, or like G going back and forth with the person who just spit the verse. I think that's hard, and I love the way it went back and forth with Travis, because like it went to Travis's really raspy voice. That was nice. I like ESCG's hook game a lot, actually. I don't think any of these songs are better than some of his best ones. Like, I honestly don't even know if any of these songs are better than Backstage Passes. Actually, yeah, they probably are. That's a lie. I think I'm spitballing there. None of these songs are better than Bloody Man. None of them are really better than Lamborghini Giski, which isn't like kind of another thing I have to kind of put down points for, because obviously those are his best songs, and you shouldn't have I guess it's fair to have the expectation of him to be able to release music kind of as good as he has been, obviously, or as good as he already has. But also, you kind of have to realize that it takes a certain formula to get that, so it's a little unfair to expect the exact same thing is just as good. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's definitely another video for another day, because that kind of just popped in my head, like that a lot of rappers are kind of expected stuff like that. Anyway, overall, I give this project a 7 out of 10. It's definitely above decent, which would probably be like a 6. I think a 5 to a 6 is decent in my opinion, but a 7 is good but not great, and an 8, or like I guess an 8's just like it's really good, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, this is right at a 7. This is a good project. It's not amazing. It definitely has its flaws. It has its like little errors, but overall it's pretty good. I actually really enjoyed it. I am feeling you, G. If you made it to the end of the video, then you've probably made it to the end of multiple videos, and you probably know this by now, but I have a Patreon that you can join for as little as $1.50 a month. And I'm kind of saying this early. I don't really think I've announced this yet. I'm going to be dropping a song probably by like Friday or Saturday. So the pre-save link might not be in the description as soon as this video is out, but it will be in there probably soon, or for sure on the next video, because I'm about to record songs, and then like I'm starting to record a bunch of videos. I kind of am choosing tonight to do a bunch of these, but you know, obviously, if you would like to subscribe, hit the like button, tell me what you thought about I Ain't Feeling You by EST Gee. Did you dislike it? Did you like one of the songs I said I dislike? You know what I'm saying? To go in there and just go crazy.